What's good, y'all? It is Summerfest 2025. I'm your host, DMG from Panda Culture. It's a beautiful day. A lot of people are now coming out now. We see a lot of children, adults, everybody's being just interacting with the community right here. And who are you? Who am I speaking with right now?
I am Bille. I represent Grand Choice Records. I'm actually from this area.
Oh, like literally around?
Right around here. So when I was born, my mom took me back to a house on Cedar Ave, which is not Cedar Street or Cedar Ave, but it's right outside of Porter Square. So
Okay.
very close, very close.
Yeah, so this is basically home.
This is home. This is home for sure.
And tell us, the viewers, more about your, your record company. Tell them more about who you, your business and everything.
Yeah, totally. So I run basically an independent hip hop label. It's official, yet it's unofficial because I didn't get into music to do the whole record executive thing. I feel like record label can be a little bit misleading, but basically I just do independent music with my friends. I wanted us to basically have a flag that we could fly, a banner, without necessarily being in a group together, but having a sort of centralized group, just like banner. Basically, it's you're heading out into the world with your brothers. It's like you're all wearing the same flag. You're all flying the same flag. So that's what Grand Choice Records is. But we all basically operate as independent artists.
So it's kind of like a way of a collective in a way.
Exactly. Maybe collective is a better. I just feel like Grand Choice Records has a bit of a better ring.
It's a ring to it. It sounds good.
Yeah,
it sounds official.
Exactly.
And how long have you been doing it for?
So I kind of officially launched it in early 2021 with one of my first EPs that I put out. I've been doing music for a long time, but I took a long break for many reasons, basically between 2016 and 2020. I think 2020 was sort of a moment of clarity for a lot of people, for better or for worse, but basically a lot more time on my hands. I started making beats again, started sending them to friends. I started writing again. And that's kind of when it came to me. I was like, I want to have something that we can kind of all just coexist in. And so that's basically how it came together.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
That's good. I mean, sometimes it just takes a little few moments in your life just to find something bigger for yourself.
1,000%. I feel like a lot of people either, obviously I don't want to make light of COVID. It was obviously tragic in a lot of ways. A lot of people, pass away and things of that nature. It was very politically turmoil and all that.
Yeah.
But also being home, it gives you a lot of clarity. It gives you a lot of opportunity to look in the mirror and figure out am I on the right course? Am I on the right path? So that's how I use that time. So, yeah.
So, I'm glad that I can relate to you a little bit, as a DJ myself, I relate a little bit more, especially when it comes to music. It's one particular, art and skill that it takes, because I feel like me coming more in in the Boston, Cambridge scene, and especially in the hip hop, I have seen a lot of people that have told me that especially around Cambridge and Somerville, there's a big, very fashion scene, it's a very vintage fashion scene, and it relates so much to to the music culture.
1,000%.
And I guess, was there any parts of Somerville that kind of resembles what you when it comes to music or anything, or anything that you can connect to as well for your home?
It's tough because
hard question, huh?
It is. That's a really good question. I feel like there's always going to be a little bit of the DNA of who you are and where you're from in the music, because it's inseparable. But I can't say that I'll say this, in some of the stories that I tell, I'm always referencing sort of localities, you know what I mean? Because for me, a big part of hip hop is storytelling, and so these stories all have a setting, and so I think it's really important to kind of root your audience or your listener, if they're tuning in, and kind of give them context about where you were in life, that sort of stuff, where it was happening, things of that nature. So I wouldn't say there's anything about my sound specific to Somerville, but I would say that where I grew up and where I'm from, I actually grew up in Medford, which is literally down the street as well, but as well. But so I take a little bit of all of that, and it's in my music, you know what I mean? The project that I'm actually going to be performing today, It's called
Oh.
What Dreams May Come, and the album cover is at Barry Park in Medford. So that's like probably like a 10-minute drive from here. Very, very close, right near Tufts.
Nice.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's just, that's basically it. Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean that's cool. That I can't wait to see your piece later
I
later in
appreciate
the day.
Thank you, bro.
But that's kind of cool. You amplify, Medford's,
Definitely.
like community and like locality as well.
1000%.
What's, what has been like some hardships, some difficulties you've been through, like with your record company or like just for yourself in music?
There's a lot. I feel like it is challenging to make art. Some art is easier to make than other art, but I feel like it's all worth it. For me, like, money has always been a concern, just because, like, there's some people, like, if you look at like Odd Future's rise or whatever, or you look at like certain groups, there was just a lot of people willing to wear a lot of different hats. They were kind of like all brothers and and sisters or whatever, and like just kind of helping each other out with like maybe video needs, or like Tyler is so incredible, he's a creative. So I kind of took that approach of just sort of, if I couldn't afford to do something, it sort of forced me to learn how to do that thing. So beats are expensive, producers deserve to get paid for their work. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna start making beats, and I still want to buy beats from producers, but when it makes like financial sense, you know what I mean? So,
but it gives you more of a chance of like, it's like, okay, now I understand like how the producers do. I know I'm in the mind of like what it takes to make beats, and now it's like you can be a little bit more, I guess, Greg, more critical when you like get like a producer, like get a beat from another producer.
1000%, yeah.
So that's pretty. Hey, you learned something really good.
Absolutely. Another thing that's interesting is like during COVID, I kind of taught myself graphic design as well. So like that was another piece. It's like everything costs money. If you want to go record at a studio, it costs hundreds of dollars. If you want some nice looking artwork, not something that was made in Canva or like in like Microsoft Paint, like it costs money. You got to pay real artists for real work that they did, because it's real. You know what I mean? Like people deserve to get paid. So
like, it's their uniqueness that needs to get paid for. And
1000%.
That's pretty cool that you say, all right, if I can't afford it, like I said, I can't afford it, I'm going to make sure I learn how to do it. And I like that.
1000%. Yeah. Just kind of being self-sufficient, but not to a detriment. Still holding yourself to like a high standard. Like,
but you make you versatile. You're very versatile.
True. Yeah. Like, nothing like novice, and like you wait until the time is right till you feel like your skills are up to par, and then when it's ready, you put it out into the world. So
all right.
Yeah.
Is there any like any advice that you had to the viewers, especially now you're here at Summerfest right now? It's a beautiful day, but any advice? Yeah, any advice or any like last few words that you want to say to like people watching that want to get into the same realm as you?
Well, first of all, before we wrap up, thank you, bro, for doing this, for giving me an opportunity, a platform to
appreciate it,
to speak to your audience. But yeah, my advice is just like, bro, it's all possible. I would say things don't have to come overnight. You know what I mean? It takes time to sort of build, whether it's a home studio that you're building or whether you need to find the right people. Just sort of get started, take baby steps, and before you know it, you look back a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, and you're way further along than you were before. So patience, it takes time, and don't cut corners, because people can tell. You know what I mean? And nobody owes you anything either. So if I go up there and I do a horrible job, I don't expect a lot of people to go buy my album. I could sit around and be angry that I don't have as many streams or whatever, but it's always just a matter of time, patience, keep working at the craft, keep the right principles and things in focus, and things will happen in time.
All right,
No
man.
question.
Thank you so much.
My God. Appreciate
it.
Thank you, man.